morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? Just want to make sure my sound and everything is working correctly. All right. We've just been streaming at different places, so that's why everything's just kind of definitely off for me today. Oh. All right, so I put everything in the chat that we're going to be looking for today. This is kind of the ES plan for the day, and no 3-star news today. It's Monday, so it could be chop, but today just be careful of tariff news. And we've also got a big downside gap on the NQ all the way down to the 20,380 to the 20,150. No guarantees that we run that today, but most of the time we usually do fill that in throughout the week. So if we ever get one of those nice trending red days where we're just moving down, this could be definitely a target to look for. So the only downside about today is they're having a lot of tariff news. So I don't know. I would approach trading your funded accounts and your maybe if you're trading real money accounts today, very careful. Because today, man, you could just literally just get your face ripped off, especially if you're not playing with a stop loss. So just be aware of that today. Definitely makes trading a little bit on the scary side. I guess we can see if Trump is speaking today, because that may help us a little bit to try to figure out whenever that's gonna happen. Let's see if he's speaking today. I don't really see anything by just Googling it. Let me put it in different, see if it comes up. The reason I think there'll be some kind of news conference today is just the fact that, you know, China and US reached some kind of like short-term trade deal. But I don't really see anything where it gives you any kind of live updates. I don't really follow a lot of like politician news. I mean, just besides if it's some kind of headline or something that pops up. So we had a little 3-minute breakout here. We're retesting this trend. This is a 3-minute trend line drawn on the 3-minute chart. So don't really know what to expect with the market today. We'll just kind of have to just play it by ear and just see how it goes. I mean, if I was guessing just from past experience, you would think that we may be moving down today just because of that big opening night gap we have, because we gapped up like over 100 points last night. I guess if you scroll to the left here, I mean, look at this huge, we just kind of went straight to the moon here. And this is not even the opening. So this was what, 3 o'clock last night? So I'm assuming that was probably on more tariff news here, because this was the opening of the what do you want to call it, the UK opening here. So here, got a lot of big gaps to fill in. What I really hate about this is how much we have moved up. So let's see where we open. We're at what, 29,930, and we opened at 20,150. I mean, that's a 700 point move. For anybody that trades on a normal basis, you know that this shit can be choppy as crap in the morning. Anytime we get that massive of a move, it's usually pretty crappy trading in the morning. So we got a big little 3-minute trend here and a 3-minute trend level here. Sometimes what I've noticed in the past is whenever we break out of the bottom trend, most time we always go back to the upward trend. So just going to be patient this morning, guys. I think it's going to be one of those days where you're just kind of chilling. Maybe wait for the first 15 minutes to pop, and that way we can get some kind of direction. Not sure if a Methodical Man streaming today. Let's check the ES and see where the ES levels are and see if they're even going to line up today. There we go. All right, so the ES is sitting at 59, 50, 58, 53, and we can kind of just take a look and see where Manzini levels here. We may be way off. I'm thinking these levels may be off because that's usually the case whenever we have crazy movement in the market, because it looks like his levels are planned for back in the 56,000s, and we're already up over 200 points on the ES. So nothing really to do there. That's just going to be garbage. I guess I need to make sure. Yeah, we got about a minute left before the market opens here. Hopefully it's not one of those days where you get that first big movement at opening, then the rest of the couple hours is just garbage. $30 left, guys. 30 seconds. We had a big trend line to the downside this morning. And that's the trend line that we're hovering around now. So that's why I wonder if we push this previous leg down here back at the 90s, because that was the first 90 test. All right, here we go. Whew. All right, we just ran that first. So we did. Man. It's just hard to really jump in this candle. I'd like to see it maybe pull back and retest the 900s, the 90s or something. Maybe we can get a 50 bounce here. God, I don't really want to. Hopefully, I want to sit here and watch this thing sell off for 200 points. Wow, this thing's not even respecting the 50s here. Damn. A lot of room to the downside right here, guys. We just got to see if we can find some kind of entry here. Damn. Yeah, that's what sucks, John. It even had a 3-minute breakout this morning, but it's so hard to jump into these, especially at opening. You know, as soon as you try to jump in, this thing will just rip back against you. I was really hoping that we would hit the 50 and had some kind of retest of this 50. Yeah, same here, John. I hardly ever take the opening. It's just so hard to sit here and just watch this sell off 100 points. I feel like there's just so much room to the downside to jump in on this. Kind of see what happens at the 50 here. I mean, we're going. There's the 50. Oh, I really wanted to jump in that. I wasn't sure if we would make it through these 20s here. '20s will be my line in the sand here because we could not 20 and 800. I don't really want to fight that 800 level. We could pop here. Yeah. Yes, it's bouncing. Like I said, 20 is my line in the sand here. Because we could pop off this 800 and go right back up. All right, I'm going to go to break even just in case it pops back up. We can always jump back in. Because that's that 90. I should have been in a little bit sooner, but like I said, I was worried about that 20 here. We were struggling to get through those 20s. Okay. Damn it. All right, let's see if we re-break the 100. So again, we'll have to wait for us to get back below those 800s. We're still bouncing off those 20s. We're still finding support at those 20 levels. All right. We'll try it one more time here. Come on. I think the 810 is going to be my stop loss here, or 810s to 820s. Because we're still kind of bouncing out of that 90 range. And this is always a dangerous spot to take trades around your whole number here. And this is just an eval trade here. So I would never trade funded around your whole numbers. Kind of looking for a 50 touch here. We also got the VWAP sent down at 743 also. We went ahead and sold one more contract. What we're going to do is, in case it pulls back, we can always add to it here. Because this could go all the way back up to the 21 EMA. I want to see it if at the most you hit your 9 EMA, kind of create another little bear flag here. So we're still in this trade for about 40 bucks. It's still early, guys. We haven't even got the 15-minute opening range yet. Oh, dang it. I hit the wrong freaking button. Dang it. I meant to hit the buy button. I hit the freaking sell button. I mean, I meant to hit the sell button. I hit the buy button and sold my last contract by accident. Son of a bee. Oh, that sucks. Oh, goodness. Had another little 2-candle pullback with another. I tried to add as soon as we broke this little flag out, and I hit the freaking wrong button, guys, because I was trying to sell another contract here at the 50. Hoping we get a bounce at the VWAP. Really want to look for that 21 EMA pullback. So we're just going to have to wait for some kind of another pullback before we jump in. We're about, what, minute and a half left before the 15-minute opening range here. Oh, we got a 700. We got a big gap to the downside, guys. Man. I mean, there's nothing holding us up. I feel like, man, if we can hit that, it should just. That's what I really want to catch. I really want to have a couple contracts as this thing's moving down to try to fill in that gap there. I know. That's what I'm trying to. I hate that I got out of my entry there, Outer. Like I said, I was trying to add another contract there and freaking hit the wrong freaking button. I was trying to leave one contract runner to try to fill in this big fair value gap to the downside. I mean, right now it's looking like one of those days, man. You get 2-candle pullback and sell down 30, 40 points, 2 candle. It could be one of those nice of days. I really want to see the 21 pullback is what I would really like to see. Right now, we're just getting the non-EMA pullbacks. Here's another 9 touch. All right, come on. Let's see if we can get that 21 touch. I want to see the 21 touch and just have a complete sell-off. Or even a retest of this 800 wouldn't be bad either. What's up, Pine Tree? How are you doing today? So there's the 800 retest. Ooh, we're getting a what 4 candle bear flag right here. All right. I'm gonna still risk a little bit just in case. I don't know. Maybe I'll sell one. Just this way, we only win it for 1 micro if it pulls back, and we can always add because it still could have that pullback back up to the 21 EMA. So that's what we got to be careful of. Well, we're just going to go to break even. We hit about 15, 16 points. I hate that it's struggling. I'm trying to get that 50. We can always re-enter again because we just have not had that 21 touch yet. All right. This time, if we re-enter, we're going to re-enter on the lower range of this and not 6. We were doing 6. This way, in case we do get stopped out, we're not risking all of our profit here. Because we're up 216 at the moment. I'm not sure where Methodical Man's at today. He didn't say nothing about not streaming yesterday, unless his stuff's not showing up for me. So maybe this will be our 21 pullback finally. Pine Tree, are you trading this morning? Are you streaming this morning? All right, back at the 800 here. All right, there's your 21 retest. If we push back, retest this non-EMA, then go back through the 21 here, we could make another little retest back up here to our 50 EMA here. Didn't really get that non-EMA touch. I really want to see that retest of the 90s here if we're going to try to look for longs here. Because, I mean, this is a pretty big bear flag here. We could... Let me make sure Trump's not talking, because you want to be careful if you're trying to take trades with Trump talking, because all he has to do is say something about the tariffs. Trump is talking? Okay. I didn't see it. I mean, I don't know if they're just not showing it up on like Google here whenever well, this is like Microsoft Bing, so I don't know if they're not showing it. I don't really follow a lot of like politicians and stuff when it comes to talking or speech, but I just know if you're trading, you want to know if Trump is talking just because he can send the market either way based on what he said, especially since there's so much tariff news going on right now. So just be aware of that if you're in a trade and have a stop loss. I think I'm going to play it safe and just stick it out. I did like that long. Like I said, it didn't really get where I was hoping it would get. Well, I don't know. Did it get back down there to the 90s? Not quite. I mean, it did retest the 95s or so. So what it is, I'll take these type of longs on usually my not funded, but my eval. So what I do is I wait for a candle to push above the 21 EMA. Then I wait for a second one. I prefer to push back and kind of retest here at the 9 EMA. Then as soon as it breaks back above the 20, I get long. So now I would look for a bounce off of the 40s here maybe. And that would be your 50 EMA bounce for anybody that trades the higher EMAs. I like to see it bounce here, push back, retest the 20s, then go up, then maybe possibly retest the 200s here. But man, 60. I can definitely see possible push back up into the 60s here. But I don't think we ran that fair value gap to the downside either, did we? It's like we just broke this previous swing here. Whew. There's your 50. You would have had to sit through a little bit of drawdown on that 50 EMA touch if you took the 50 EMA touch here. All right, let's see if we get a bounce here or if it continues the whole number here. We're at the whole number. All right, we're just doing 3 micros here. Shoot, I need to sell some coming back off. If a back above 800, we'll close this trade. Ah, I forgot to change it. Like I said, be careful. Let me 800 is my line in the sand here. We'll start taking contracts off back above the 800 here. We're only in this 3 micros at the moment. So sell, I need to buy. Also, if you're in these trades, be careful because Trump is talking. Wow, we're getting stuck at the freaking 80s here. Like I said, we went in super light, 3 micros here. If it hits our first target, we're only going to be left in with 1 micro. Remember what Trump talking, this thing can either go straight down or straight back up 200 point. $800 is going to be my line in the sand here if we get back above 800 here. Maybe 810. Yeah, damn it. Just cannot get through these 90s here. A lot of wicks down there. And we got this big wick up here too. I hate that we're stuck here. I feel like we're going to possibly move back up if we can't get going. Because anytime we move down and we can't continue, we just keep bouncing. That means we need a deeper pullback. Hopefully I can just get these first 2 contracts off and just leave this 1 micro runner. Then we can just, this way we're just not in it for a lot here. All right, so now we're just stuck with 1 micro here and see if we get some kind of big sell off, or if we do move back up, it won't be too devastating here. So we'll just risk like $40. So we'll just put our stop loss at 20 points. Like this thing could just trap people in and just go straight back up as soon as Trump says something positive about tariffs. The trade was that freaking 50 EMA, guys. Man, what the I think that entry was at what, like 43 earlier. You would have had like maybe 5 points of drawdown. I think back above 800, we'll probably close our trade down, and that way we're only out $20, unless we just go straight to the moon here, because I feel like we could possibly push all the way back up here to take out this previous high. Oh, there's the 800. Okay. All right, we're going to wait for the market to settle down a little bit. Right now, we're just kind of whipsawing back and forth. Knowing that I got out, so this thing's probably going to do me dirty and sell off 100 points. Let's see. Fed Chair Jerome Powell, is he speaking also? All right, so Trump is still speaking. So it's almost like we're just chopping sideways at the moment. So just be careful if you are in some trades right now, guys, because it looks like we're just probably going to be chopping around until after Trump is done speaking. Right now, guys, there's just not really a lot to do here. I mean, we have this. I want to say that's the 15-minute candle there. Whew. Is that the 15-minute range there? Woo, shit. That hit me quick. I was trying to see if I can get that 15-minute breakout there. 800 is going to be my line in the sand here. All right, we're back above 800. We're probably going to close this because we don't want to be in too deep. All right, had to get out of that real quick. We went a little heavy, so that was pretty much put us in the red a little bit. Let's see where the ES is at here. Well, it looks like we're pushing back above what the... Didn't know if we rerun these 50s here. All right, so it does look like we're probably going to rerun this wick up here at the 50s possibly. I mean, it still looks like a big, just a big trend line to the downside. This just looks like a pullback to me. Uh-oh. Like I said, we're in the red a little bit on that last trade, about 125. Maybe we'll stay within this trend line here that we got kind of drawn out. We kind of got a little trend. You want to see it maybe pull back into here, bounce, maybe bounce out of this area again for the move higher here. Because it looks like we definitely want to take out this wick sitting here at the 850s. And plus we got the 200 moving average all the way up at the, what, 72. And so most of the time that 200 wants to get touched. So pretty close to hitting that 50 there. Let's see. Did a methodical man ever get on, guys? No. I'm still thinking, I'm still feeling to the downside. I think that's why most of my trades have been shorts, because I just feel like we have so much to the downside to take out today. I'm assuming we're probably going to have to wait for Trump to stop talking before we can, for the market to kind of start moving again. Hmm. I was hoping to get in a little bit sooner. I really didn't want to have to battle that freaking 800. Damn it. Come on. I can always re-enter. I'm a little nervous on there fighting that 800 level there. Okay, there we go. Ah, son of a bee. All right, we'll take it back down to 2 micros on this next one here, just in case. Or maybe 3 micros. I'm sorry. We'll do 3. I want to see us lose that 800 next. That's got us back in the green by $60. Man, I was really hoping we lost that 800. We'd make a push maybe down to the 60s there to take out this previous swing. And see, I'm thinking this is our 15-minute candle. I think this is where we're getting stuck at. Man, Outer, I wish we would get that big sell-off to the 20,600s. Because we've moved up, what, 600-700 points overnight? All right, I think they got RFK speaking now, so I'm not really sure what he would say that would mess with the market. All right. Need that 800 to hold here. Ah, come on. Come on, 800. Hold up. I feel like that area there is the 15-minute range here at the 95s. I don't I don't have my stuff set up correctly because of the time zone. I don't think I ever fixed it. It's like they're a pretty big swing here. See, even my IBH is messed up because of that time zone. See, that's not right. Usually we hardly ever get to the oof. Yeah, I think we just had to wait for Trump to stop talking. As soon as Trump stopped talking, and I think not sure, is that Papa Powell speaking? No. No, that's Dr. Oz. I forgot about that guy. I was like, is that Papa Powell? Like, nope. I looked carefully and I was like, no, that is Dr. Oz. I didn't even know he was in the Trump administration. How funny. I almost want to move this down farther. It's like, God, man, we got so much room to the downside that we could go. We're playing a fish lips here. We're thinking we go to that 700 before we bounce. Or maybe the 712. It may bounce at the 712, 710. All right. We're going to take at least a little bit out of this just in case this thing comes back up. Man. Like I said, I was still on the downside bias. Just the fact that that huge opening we gap that we have all the way down there, what, 700 points down? What's up, witness? Ah, don't scare me like that. Oh no, it just barely touched me. Come on. There we go. All right. We're out completely. All right. That was a nice, clean 100 point to the downside. And it had a nice little 2 candle bear flag. I mean, this was a really big pullback here. This just consolidated. We pushed down. Then, like I said, another little bear flag here. I just didn't put the lines on there. No, I don't. Like I said, I think we have a lot more room to the downside. Man. This is the IBH setup too, guys, or the IBL. We just broke out of the initial balance low here. So this was the next 30-minute candle print here. We may jump back in with like two micros or something. Just we'll have to see what happens with this level 23 first, because it could be a failed breakout. John pointed out we hit a key level on the ES at 15. So if we hit a level, push below that level, then retake over that level, we could be moving back up. I mean, this is either really going to be a big push up or another nice little bear flag. Excuse me, guys. Whew. And oh. All right, guys. If we do jump back in this, it's just going to be with 2 micros. So we don't really want to be risking more than like 40 bucks or something like that. Because we're pushing right back below that IBL. I was trying to wait and see what happens here. I just don't want this stuff to pop back up because we're running into that whole number there. Uh, 23 will be my line in the sand here. I don't really want it back above 23. We'll close it back above 23. So it did retest the 23. We just got to see if that 23 level is going to hold, because that's going to be the close of your 30-minute candle from this morning. And we're back at that 15 level again. So that could just be a retest of the 15 to pop. Like I said, guys, we're in this super small. Like I said, we're just in this 2 micros. We don't really want to. We're trying to hold on to the profit we have. We're up 355. So I'm willing to risk like 40, 50 bucks if we can get some kind of big move to the downside here. All right. So that was what, almost 60 something dollars that we lost on that to the downside. We just could not hold that IBL there. That thing will do me dirty and wick out and go. The trade was back up here, guys. This right here, like I said, this is kind of like a 50-50 type trade. When you're trading this IBH, I think it's a little over a 50% chance of win rate on this breakout here. So we're still up 290. We were up 360 until that last trade there. I guess because Trump is back speaking, and now we're back to the wick candles. Now it's going to consolidate. They're going to wait and make sure Trump doesn't say something that's going to send the market up or down. So now we just have to wait for Trump to be done speaking. That sucks. Man, we're just consolidating right at the IBL here. I'm thinking if we get back above this IBL, we could literally can retrace this whole move that we sold off this morning. I've been trying to catch one of those moves. I have not been able to. So a lot of times if we get below the IBL, which is your initial balance low, and we can find like some kind of structure below this. Most of the time we go all the way back to the top of where we started at. So we could easily go back up another 200 points here if this 23 level holds. And I always miss that trade for some reason. Or I never can find a good entry to get into it to take it all the way back to the top. Let's see where the ES is at. So the ES is also still kind of bouncing around that 15 level. Ooh, nice. Come on, we need JFK or Dr. Oz to come back on the start talking so we can get the market just moving nicely here, getting some nice looking candles. So this could be another clean 50 EMA bounce here at the 81s. Last time we hit that 50 EMA, we sold off at least 50 points. You were probably about 5 points in drawdown off of the last 50. Yeah, John, on the Manzini levels, they've been off since that big sell off or big pump overnight. So his levels don't really line up very well today. That's usually the case whenever we have like, you know, what did I say? We had like almost a 600-700 point move to the upside overnight. I want to say this is our 15-minute opening range here. I don't really have it set today, but I feel like this 95, that's what that is. I feel like when I marked this out, this was our 15-minute range here at the 95s. I mean, I feel like '06 is definitely a target up here. If just because that's your 50% pullback there at the '06. You're long for the 54. Nice entry, John. Man, we're getting some nice reversals, nice flag breakouts today, guys. Yeah, if you got that failed break of that 15, man, it's crazy how good those work sometimes. Like, I feel like, man, you could probably hold this a long time. Like, I want to find an entry that I can take all the way back up to the 900s. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with this 806 level. That's your 50% pullback. And see, this could have been your golden pocket on Fibonacci here. And this is a push back up through the 50% here at the 806. So I think you'll get 820s, John. I only say that because you got your 200 moving average sitting at 845. So 820 is I feel like a definitely target. Just because, most time on this 1 minute, we are above the 50. I'm not sure where a 100-point moving average is, so I don't really have that set up. But a lot of times, if we get above that 50, and I just feel like we could possibly make it a run for this 200 moving average up here. You really want to see this 90 bounce here. You like to see it because it hit that about that 10. You want to see that 90 hold up here. This is the level you want to see hold, that 90 level for the move back up higher. And we just bounced off the 90. Come on. It's still trying to hold up here. I know anytime I get in trades around that 90 level, I get my butt kicked sometimes as I be trying to trade that 90 level. Let's see if we get some kind of little bull flag set up here. Yeah, the ES just hit the ES hadn't quite made it to the 50% range. It has about 5 more points, so ooh. We're still holding up around this 90 level here. Come on. Just be careful. Like I said, Trump is still speaking, guys. So anything could possibly happen with the market here. We could sell off 200 points or we can go to the moon 200 points. Have you at least taken some profit, John, along the way since you're already up 40 points? Or are you just in for like 1 micro or something? Yeah, we definitely need these 90s to hold if you're looking for longs. Oh, 20-point profit. Okay. I think if we get back above these 800s, we may get a little push here. Kind of get us through this 50% mark. All right, Trump's done speaking, so hopefully we can. Don't turn around. All right, good deal. Hopefully we can get some normal back into the market here. Yeah, so the ES just hit that session mid here at the 35 level. So here's the ES. See how the ES just bounced off of that 50% mark there. I think as long as your 21 EMA holds, I think we may survive. The 21 EMA needs to hold here at the 76. I thought Trump was done talking, but he's actually signing. Be careful here. I'm hoping maybe we get a bump. I guess they're doing some kind of like, looks like some kind of drug, whatever one of those things he signs. Going blank on that. Executive order. That's it. Executive order. Cutting drug prices. So we could maybe get a bump here for like some kind of, I guess, positive news or something. I've never really watched the stock market as, you know, executive orders or anything are being signed. So this market could go straight up as soon as he signs this freaking piece of paper. So be careful if you are in a trade, if you're short. I don't know. Woo. I almost want to jump in above 800, but man, this thing's just stuck. It's like they're just waiting for the signature here. Oh, shoot. It's like they're just sitting at the start line here at the 95, like, all right, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Whoosh. John, do you got your stop loss put in at the 820 just in case it just rocket ships? Man, it could just rocket ship here. I just couldn't pull the trigger, man. I was just too nervous. I wanted to pull it, but I just couldn't do it. So we're just going to have to watch. All right. Man. All right. So hopefully now that they're done with all that stuff, so hopefully now the market can start kind of moving normal here. I definitely feel like you'll definitely get your 8. Yeah, I think that's a good stop. 8, the 780, just because, you know, you got that 79 protection there. Or 90 protection here. My luck, this thing would, if I was in this, it'd pull back and run this wick, then go up 200 points. All right, so we're going to continue selling off now since that Trump is done talking. I feel like they were just waiting for some kind of positive news to happen here. Like I said, I've been biased on the sell all day. I've been struggling taking longs because I feel like there's just so much room to the downside. Did it get your stop outer? Ooh, a few points, huh? The only thing is, man, you got this swing sitting here at like 79, 78, 79. There's a swing there. I mean, you could always take you like one contract off. I'm not sure how many contracts you're holding. You know, just take some points on up and just even get down to one runner and leave your runner for that 20 level. The only thing here, I feel like we're going to take out the swing here. You know, most time, anytime you see us pushing back down, we always take out these yellow lines here on the swings. You can kind of see that when we're moving up. See the swing here? We took out the swing. Now we're probably, all right, so we just wick below that swing. The next swing is all the way down here. I mean, it's almost like, do we go all the way? Oh, yeah, 35-point trade. That's a nice trade. Oh, did we go all the way back down? Because like I said, we got that swing all the way back down at the 690s. I just don't want to get trapped in this stuff. And we got the VWAP sitting at the 57. I wouldn't mind seeing us pull back, retest this, then look for a possible short, get a little bear flag build up or something. I don't really want to just jump in. The ES is also about to hit the VWAP at the 24. To me, most of the time, though, I don't really know what's going to happen here because most of the time, whenever we get this far above the IBL, most of the time we don't go back. This is why I struggle with trying to get into like these from IBL to IBL because that original IBL is all the way back here at 8, almost 900, 922. Just don't know if there's going to be a trap here. Let's see what some of the higher time frames look like here. Oh, man. Like right now, it's like we just broke into a big hour fair value gap here. Especially if 80 holds. That's the top of that last gap there. Let's see if that holds. And the fill in that gap's all the way down at the 600s. So this is your hourly chart here. Mm. Yeah, I just sent him a text. He said he lost his voice. So I guess he must be sick this morning. I stopped by his house last night and for like a few minutes, and his voice was fine, but not really sure what's going on. I'll check over some of these. I was trying to just take a look at some of this higher time frames here and see if we can kind of get an idea. If you go over and look at the 15-minute, the 15-minute just looks straight chopping across. I mean, the 15-minute looks horrible at the moment. This is the 5-minute. So you got a 5-minute gap fill. So we might run into some resistance here at what, 95? We haven't broke above. Maybe if we break above this gap here on the 5-minute, we're about to have a new 5-minute candle here. Still did not get a print above those 800s on the 5-minute. Oh, he said just 834 must reclaim where we're at now. Let's see. Oh, yep. Yeah, that's also above that 50% on the Fibonacci. Oh, come on. Is that going to be a, don't want to get trapped here. This is, you really want to see it probably push into the 50s, 60s here if you're looking at your 5-minute chart here. The only thing I don't like about this is the fact that your 9, the 9, the 21, and the 50 are all just kind of stacked on top of each other. And most time, anytime I try to trade this, I usually get chopped up. So unfortunately, we'll probably have to wait for some kind of bigger move before we can grab an entry off of that. And we're also watching that 34 level for Manzini here. He just tweeted and said that 34 must reclaim for the long. So what you want to see here is for us to push the 34, then come back, retest the 34, then just kind of create a little bull flag above it here for a long. Look at that. That was just a complete just fake out here to get you in there. Look at that fake out. Now it just went back and ran your stop, and now it's probably going to sell off. That's how it usually does, people. So if you got short, you're up 10, 15 points, you get your points, and your runner gets stopped out, then it goes. that's how it usually goes. We're just going to stay out of this for now. We're not really in a big hurry to really take any trades. Let's check. I don't think there's going to really be any 5 minutes or 3 minute setups probably until after lunchtime today. Just because we kind of had one this morning. The only reason why I didn't like it this morning is the fact that the time it broke, you were already pretty much at your first internal swing, your next swing. So this is definitely the type price action that you can get chopped up before the big move. So that's usually what happened to me sometimes. Like, you can see, let's just say you say, oh, I think it's going to go down, but it takes like 6, 7, 8, 9 candles for us to go down. Then you just kind of get chopped up before it does finally go. No. That's usually what happens to me sometimes whenever we're getting price action like this. I try not to take more than 2 trades if I'm trying to get the breakout. I try to limit myself to just 2. Looks like we got a nice little wedge going here. So for the ES, we're looking for a reclaim of that 34 level, which is going to be that 50% mark. So right now we're just both watching the ES and the NASDAQ. I'm not really caring what the NASDAQ does. I'm kind of curious what the ES is going to do at this 34 level here. Really want to see kind of form some kind of bull flag above this 34 level if we're going to look for longs. What's it say? Is your initial balance high on the ES is at 41. So this is kind of what I was saying. Like, I just have not figured out how to. Oh, never mind. I think these charts are wrong here. I think they're not up to date. They're not. Never mind. Never mind. That's not the initial balance there. All right, so the ES did get above the 50% mark here at the 29s. All right, so this right here, this 58.34, that's going to be Manzini's new level there. Let's see. Let's see what he did post. All right, so for the shorts, we're going to be probably looking at what, 58.15 level. And that's at the bottom of this IBL low here. So even if we don't get another trade for the day, which at this point we kind of are over trading, we're going to be at 290 for the day. We did get in the red a little bit, but we were able to kind of get back out of it with that 100-point move that we had from earlier this morning. So we were definitely over trading that eval. I'm kind of iffy on trading my funded accounts when I'm not at home. It seems like whenever I've traded like counts that matter when I'm not at home and you're not in your normal just setting, it's a little different. That's why I have the background blocked out, just because I'm at my sister's house. Man, this stuff's just chopping, guys. But I feel like it's gave us a lot of opportunities for trades today. Got us a little consolidation box going on here. would really make this a really nice trade if we push back down to those 58.815s, retested and to the moon here. But like I said, I'm going to stay out of this as long as our EMAs are all smashed against each other. Definitely want to see some kind of like separation between your 9, your 21, and your 50. So that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Anytime I've ever tried to trade with all of our EMAs smashed together, I just get chopped up. I'm not really sure what kind of news we have this week. Let's see here. Go to investment.com. No, economic. Yep, there we go. Economics calendar. Tomorrow. Spam risk. Let's see. Looks like we have core CPI numbers tomorrow, so maybe some good 3-star news tomorrow morning. So nice. So for longs, guys, we need to be back above 58.34, find some kind of support above the 34. And for shorts, you want to be below that 58.15. So right now we're just kind of stuck in the middle. We'll probably give it about 10 more minutes and see if something happens. Then we'll probably call it a morning there. This way we're not tempted to keep trading. And this way we hold on to our profit. We may come back tonight and try to trade the Asian market at 8 o'clock. I think Manzini says if we lose those 15s, we could, let's see where he said we could dip all the way to. Okay, he just has basically below 58.18 we could dip. Or 58.15. Yeah, 58.15. And that's actually right there at the IBL there. Now, it would make this really nice trade if we go down here, find support, and bounce into the moon. So we do have a swing at 65, so it's more likely we're going to run the swing here. So we should probably wick right below the 65 before there's some kind of bounce. We got another swing right here below 60. I don't know. We could have a nice push down through here, even if we lose this IBL, because we have a swing all the way down at 80, what, 58.05. Then what, 723 is for the IBL to the downside there, and you got a gap fill in. We're just gonna play it safe, even if it does push down. We're just gonna wait and see what happens at this 15 level here. Get you trapped in there. Get you trapped in on that fake breakout. Man. Even some of these fake breakouts look like traps. You know, you got this very bullish candle, then you're pulling all the way back. Man, this thing is just trapping hard, guys. I was so feeling like we were going all the way down to this 58.15 on this move here. don't know. It looks like it wants to go now that we're back into that consolidation area. We're going to push all the way back up to the 30s here. I'm trying to be patient and wait for us to either reclaim the 34s or lose the 15s on the ES. I mean, this is looks like a nice little bear flag here set up, but man, who knows at this point. It's just so trappy, man. I think 11:30 is probably going to be my cutoff today. Like I said, we'll probably come back and try to trade the Asian market this evening. So probably the best trade of the day for me is probably going to be the one short that we took here. I want to say it was this short. Or was it over here? Let's see. Yeah, I feel like it was this short here. Got short around 805 here. Now we've just been kind of consolidating. If you're going to continue trading this, I feel like if you want to stay on the safe side so you're not getting chopped up, I would mark out 58.34 and 58.15. You really want to see to build some kind of structure above those two levels. Those are the two levels that Manzini was saying that we have to reclaim. But just be careful if you are trading the breakouts on those levels, because they could just be fake breakouts. Because he is basically a failed breakdown trader. So what he looks for is for us to, let's just say we push above 34, then we push right back below it, then reclaim it. So those are the type moves he usually looks for on the reclaiming. Either that or a move above it, then create like a bull flag into it where it's just finding support here at the 34s. Then, where is it? To reclaim 34, then you would look for your first target up, which would be 58.50, then probably so on. Then to the downside, which this was one level that John brought up even early this morning, was at 58.15. And that's actually not a bad level, the fact that it's sitting at the IBL. Let's check Trading View. There's not really anything going on with Trading View. It looks like there's some kind of like, I want to say, I'm not sure if these are order blocks or whatever. I'd have to look and see what that, I can't remember what that was. I'm still on the short bias today. Just the fact that we have yesterday's highs, which is from Friday's, all the way down at the 290s. And today's open and low is sitting down at the 373s. I mean, we had such a big move overnight. So that's kind of why I was kind of short biased today, because we had so much room to the downside this morning. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't scalp this, but like I said, I feel if you want to play it safe, 34 for longs and 15 for shorts. All right, guys, everyone have a good evening, and we're going to try to make it back later tonight. So just be careful with this stuff because it's super choppy right now. A lot of fake outs. The Bears and Bulls are definitely battling it out today.